Hey, are you ready? Welcome to the Say Michael podcast. What's good? What's going down? Welcome to the Say Michael podcast, one man's attempt at business, family, and comedy. I'm your host, Michael Agbajan, and yes, we are here at the 41st episode, 4-1. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm so happy to have you here. It's been a long week, and it continues to be a long week. And, the first thing that happened early in the week, we welcomed new students, welcoming a new 6 students into the barber school. So every week or every time we have a new enrollment, we'll bring in and have an orientation, talk to them about everything and how it works, and just generally get them on the same page. So they know everything about the school. And, the one thing that kind of stood out when I was talking to them was about being on demand, or actually in demand by default. I said, you want to be in demand by default. You want to be so good that the people that you serve can't live without you. And then they were like, yes, hey, that's why we're here. That's why we're here. I was like, yeah, that's what we're trying to do. And I left on a high note. I left right there. After I said that, I was like, I gotta leave. I ain't trying to, confuse the topic, not trying to have a bad dismount. And so basically, that was the main point. So we brought all the students in, and so far we welcomed them in. This has been their first week. It's been tremendous. Loved it. But we already had one person drop. One guy dropped, and he was the most promising guy. And this is kind of like what happens when you have all these expectations. I'm like, man, it's good core students. The one that particularly that I had a connection with, we're just talking. He had his head on straight. He even brought his little brother to the orientation so we can inspire him. And so we looked at him as like, this is the guy, But then recently he said he has to drop or quit because his probation officer said that he has to. Now, mind you, I don't think this is true. I don't find this to be true. He said that if he continues school, to enroll, that his probation officer will give him an additional 5 years of probation, and that he should, instead of going to school, that he should go out and find a job. And he said, man, that's just what my probation officer said. And I'm thinking, this is it's not how it works. If anything, a government institution is going to tell you to go to school, trying to better your life and do whatever you can to get in. But in this case, he's saying that they're discouraging him from going to school, and that he made a decision he has to drop because, he doesn't want to increase his probation. And then he said, after the 5 years is up, I'll be back. And I was like, what? After 5 years? Who knows after that, But it sucked because he was real promising. But the hardest part is all right, for any person who does business, the worst part about business is giving money back. That's why you see a lot of these places like LA Fitness is a good place where when you're trying to cancel your membership, they put you through this long, slow, antiquated process of, easy. Look, you can sign up in 2 seconds. Doop. But when you want to quit, they said, this is LA Fitness. They'll say, send a paper mail, send something to this office. We'll email you when we receive it. After that, you'll follow up and do these X amount of steps. And then from there, we'll cancel it. They're trying to buy more time, But, at least for the barber school, it sucks because, part of the tuition comes in immediately whenever they enroll. And then you just have to give it back. And that sucks because, it makes me think of not just in our school, but any school, if a school is a business, shouldn't colleges have a refund policy? What is a college's refund policy? Cause for any store or any type of product that you buy, if it's not what it says it is, or you're not satisfied, you aren't happy, guess what? You could bring it back. 2-3 year, 5-year warranty. You know what I mean? At least 30 days with the store. But then if you're in college, you graduate or you don't graduate, you drop, you still got to pay that loan money back. And they didn't fulfill their side of the deal. You know, because a lot of people get these degrees, don't use them. You know, like I would like to maybe get a partial refund, you know what I mean? Because I did love college. I love college. But as far as like the social side of it, but the academic side, there's some things that on the outside in the real world that weren't taught in school. So I'm gonna need a partial refund. You know what I mean? Like when you go out and you graduate, it's like, you know, they said you're gonna see all these opportunities. I ain't seen nothing but obstacles. I ain't seen nothing but obstacles when it comes to this. Even 2020 should be the year of definition when it comes to obstacles. Because, man, you got so many people who graduate now, and they said this is the highest ever where people are living with their parents or their parents are supporting them. I mean, that's been the case for like, I would say the last maybe like 10 years. I got a few friends who, you know, parents support them and they live a great life. You know, it's not a bad thing, you know, but it's just the fact that, you know, there's not a lot of opportunity that it's just not what you thought it was when you got out. But, you know, I'm still dealing with another thing with the employee that in the car wash where, you know, he hasn't paid his phone bill. And the issue is, okay, we've been communicating. Now we're going on 3 weeks. We're going on 3 weeks of communicating via text, you know, and a lot of those texts, it's not consistent. So it's been hell because here's what it is. It's like, he's been kind of falling off a little bit where, you know, I'm trying to update him on like the schedule and I'm doing all this special treatment. I shouldn't be doing it, right? It's not scalable to do special treatment like that, to be that hands-on. But, you know, at least in the last few like days, it's been really hard because we've been super slammed. And when there's immediate changes, or customers are calling like, "Hey, I was just checking to see, will my car be ready? Or do you know if he's on his way? Or can I change this?" Those immediate, I have to send it to him. I don't even know if he's getting it or not, and because I can't call him, so you know. But the crazy part is, you know, like the last few days, he's kind of like coming to the not locations, but to customers' addresses a little late, you know, communication's a little poor, but the hard part is that he's cold. Like he's really good. And that's the sad part about, you know, having employees and relying on people, is that you have to rely on these people to help support your business. And usually, you know, if the better they are at what they do, they have some other areas that just aren't that sharp, you know? And you kind of got to deal with it. Like you might have a person who's super reliable, but, you know, comes on time. You know, you could trust that person. They watch everything like a guard dog. It protect your business, do everything. But, you know, they don't want to work harder than this, or they don't want to do this particular job, or they, might smoke a lot or something like that. Smoke cigarettes all the time, chain smoker or something. There's always some type of give that you have to have, because in this case, I'm only dealing with it until he makes a decision to take care of his, because he's been with me over a year. It's been amazing. But the fact that he would like to prioritize his income into other areas other than his phone, the solution we have for right now is actually WhatsApp. I know. I shouldn't be compromising like this. I get it. You know, I shouldn't be compromising like this, but it gotta be like that in the meantime until I get some other ducks in a row so it could scale a little bit easier. But yeah, that's what's happening. And also, you know, with that said, I got even due to this, you know, this particular employee, I got the second rejection. A lot of people don't know what the second rejection is. And the second rejection, okay, people will talk about like, you know, go out there. Who cares if anybody rejects you or anything like that, right? Which everyone knows about. It's hard getting out there and people rejecting you and you taking that because, it messes up your ego. But there's a second rejection. The second rejection is actually when you go out, someone says, no, I'm not interested. But then, they said, you know what? I'll try you out. You say, okay, try us out. I'll make sure that you'll love it, everything. And then they try it out and they say, now that I've had it, nah, never mind. Not for me. Not good. That is a much harder, deeper rejection than the original, just them saying no. Most people expect a no, you want a yes, but people expect a no. It's not surprising. So if you say, nah, I'm not interested, that's cool. But when someone said, oh yeah, I'm not fully into it, but I'll try you out. I want to see how you guys are. And then when they try you out, that's a plane going overhead, so don't worry about that. And they try you out and they say, now that I've tried it, I don't like it, and I won't be continuing going forward. And that's what happened with the particular customer. She uses 4 times. The first 2 times, great. Last 2 times didn't go consistent for her. So basically, when it got to a point to where she's like, hey, I wasn't happy. This is the last time. She wasn't happy with the service. I said, all right, cool. Let me get you a new detailer. We'll make sure that everything works perfectly. Cool. But then the guy that she got was a guy who's I've been communicating only through text. So now it's like, I don't really want any issues to happen with her on this particular service. But hey, things started to happen and things started to crumble. He got there a little bit late and she was like, hey, do you know where he's at or how soon? So I'm trying to text because I can't call immediately to figure out what's going on. So I said, I'm sorry about that. We can reschedule you. But she said, okay, we can reschedule. And then by the time I'm going to set up her reschedule, he arrives and he starts on her car and she's like, oh, thank you, I'm glad. So, he was already late. And this is one of the best guys, right? So, already a kind of bad first impression for him. Then he does a job and then she gets back to her car after and she's like, it could have been a little bit cleaner. She sent me some pictures to prove it. So I gave her an option to say, we could give you a full refund or, we could reschedule you or have someone come out today to take care of it and make sure that it's done to your liking. And she's like, I got to check my schedule and this, that. And, I'm just go ahead and take the refund. But, the refund I'm getting is actually, I used a discount from the last time this happened, and it wasn't, to my liking. And I was like, I just kind of felt like, man, it sucks that we can't really satisfy her, pause, and for the fact that, I gave her a new detailer, went through the whole steps and, it just didn't work out for her. It sucks. But then it tells you when you get the second rejection, tells you maybe pay attention. Maybe you need to tweak something here and there. You can't compromise to a point to where your business isn't working the way it should, or your life isn't working the way it should, and, I got to communicate the fact that, she wasn't happy with her service and all that. And, but the one thing that's really cold, this is that if you want to create a loyal, customer, even after losing them, the one thing you need to make sure that your follow-up game is strong. If your follow-up game is strong, you could get back any customer, because she's, again, unsatisfied. But I'm going to call her back and said, hey, I went ahead and did a refund for you. Make sure you got all that. Want to see if we can still come out. I'll provide you with either another upgrade or whatever and a discount so we could see about making it right. And if that doesn't happen, we'll leave it there. But I said that last time about this time. So hopefully, I could fix the things in between now in her next service to where it blows her away. Cause that's the only thing I look forward to, where people come out blown away. I had to talk to one of my employees about the fact that he just wants to make sure that he just gets a thumbs up. That's it. And usually when you get a thumbs up, there's little things here and there, but they don't want to be picky, at least most customers. But you want them to come outside and be like, what? Oh my God. Oh, what? Man, it's so fire. It looks so good. That's what you want. That's the type of reaction you want. Blown away. You need them to be blown away. And that's how I'm trying to sculpt it out. But, right after I got the phone with her, I wasn't too much tripping because, follow up came strong. But then I had to follow up with one of our other customers who was new. She just moved from Florida, a doctor, and she did a day's worth of research to figure out who she's gonna find for her her mobile detailing. Guess who she chose? The Water Boys. Chose your boys. So she's like, I'm gonna try you out. It's the first time. Everything went amazing. So then I hit her with that follow up. I said, hey, just checking to see how your service went and all that. And then she was like, oh my God, it was fantastic. It was amazing. And I was like, oh, that's great. But eventually in that conversation, she signed up for a membership to do monthly, cause I said, the best part about like the Water Boys car wash is that, you're going to get the same person. You're going to get like, it's easy to go to any other car wash and just get someone to run your car through a machine. But this, who's protecting and watching and cleaning your things. The person. So every time they come, every single month, it's someone taking care of what's important to you. She said, I'm so excited now. When does my next credit start? I said, next month. I can't wait. I'll see y'all next month. I said, cool. And I locked her in. As a member. And yeah, that's great. Cause that's, again, to create these loyal customers, that follow-up game, whether it goes good or bad, because there's three levels to every customer interaction. When they meet your business, when they get into it, the first, sample or whatever, right? You got to make sure that great. The second is while they're with you. That season right there while they're with you, got to make sure that's great. So first impression got to be great. Then secondly, you got to make sure that their experience while they're with you as your customer is great. And then thirdly, at some point they will leave you. At some point. But you got to make sure that at the point where they leave you, that you leave them with the best experience ever. Something that they could, like, they'll still recommend you. They might not have been happy. Like, for example, the young lady who wasn't happy and this time, and I'm gonna follow up with her later. Yeah. Like, having someone leave and the fact that, she got either a full refund, we communicated well, we followed up to make sure everything was all good. She will recommend me to somebody. She'll say, the Water Boys is this and this and that, super convenient. It didn't work out for me on this, but they're, if you're not happy, they'll make sure that you're taken care of. I want to make sure things are easy because I think of it as myself. I want to make sure that what I put out there is consistent and is good, and that people tell other people about it. That's building that customer base that never leaves. So eventually, after doing business for so long and treating people so good, you guys just got steady consistency and customers and recommendations, steady flow of it coming through. But I've taken time to kind of work out my workflow this last week because, I was super busy, but now that I started, there's two things I'm looking into right now. The Facebook creator, studio, that's been amazing for me because, I've been able to automate and send out like stories and Instagram posts and Facebook posts all from one platform for everything. And then I'm also looking into like Twilio because I want to do a text thread to communicate, because I was going to hire somebody to do like mainly just scheduling, like just work on scheduling. I'm like, that might be too much, like maybe I need to get someone who does scheduling, maybe on a part-time, but then they manage this text messaging platform with Twilio where we're able to, communicate and have a chat thread with the customer and, make sure that they're booked and that everything is kind of done that way. Because a lot of this, customers will call, they'll book on their own, they'll text, whichever way is the easiest for them, most convenient for them, that's the way they go about it. And I want a way to manage all that. And Twilio is what I'm looking into. And it's weird because Twilio, I'm actually invested in. I have their stock. I have a few of their shares, and it's the part where I thought was crazy about it, I'm like, okay, I bought their shares because I thought they were a good company before, but I didn't think I would use them. I just did the intel on it, and so far their stock has been doing amazing. But then now that I'm actually about to join them, makes me kind of look and think like, I should do that with other businesses, that I support, whether it be like Sony or just anything that I use, like for business. I should see if they're publicly traded and invest in them, because you never know what can happen with this. That's just smart money right there. That's just being smart with your bread, because you got, this is in Korea. In Korea, on their stock exchange, they just let this company IPO. That's an initial public offering, so they let them onto the stock market. But it's the management company that's over BTS, and they went public. Look, they were just making like $89 million a month just off of BTS, because that's their group. They are on the stock market now. They raised over 800 million and now are worth $4 billion. And a lot of this is due to like fan pages and things like that. So it's just crazy how connected you are to things that if you look close enough, you can actually make a little bread, But, I want y'all to pay attention to what's going on out there right now, because right now Macy's just opened 2 dark stores, and I explained what a dark store was before, but these are stores that look like full on stores. Like they look like full on, like lights on, the aisles, everything. But these stores are designed only, not for the public, but only for people who pick up and deliver, online only orders. So it creates a shopper experience just for people who pick up and deliver, not for actual consumers who come in to shop. So you can't even enter these stores, but they started 2. And then I'm also seeing advertisements for virtual kitchens. So like I already kind of put y'all on game before. If you're looking for something new that doesn't exist right now on that level, you need to start getting into these virtual kitchens. If you know how to cook, you can have a full on brand virtually online and have a kitchen, a private kitchen, and cook all the food from there. Have all the pictures of the food that customers are eating, have all the branding. I mean, you're talking about a full-on restaurant that would probably cost you, like brick and mortar with the branding and everything, you're looking at $200,000 to, well over $1 million if whatever you want to invest. But you're looking at about $200,000 to have a decent, brick and mortar like restaurant. And I'm not talking about the rental places where you could like rent a suite or anything like that. I'm talking about like a Whataburger standalone, the build. On the cheapest, it could be about 200, maybe to about $1 million. But if you're talking about, you could take about $1,500, $2,000 and rent a commercial kitchen, get all the branding and everything done for, like your virtual restaurant, start getting food orders out there, get licensed, get all that. You're looking at a full on, like you're looking at a full on booming business that you could do literally like same level as all these other fast food places, but it'll be virtual. So it's just easy investment, but almost the same type of result, smaller investment, same type of result. And you should look into it before it becomes big. That's just what I think it's going to be. You know what I mean? Because there's just a lot of opportunity out there. Even on Prime Day. Prime Day just passed with Amazon. And, they made these third-party sellers, they made them $3.5 billion, $3.5 billion for all the small businesses out there who would Prime, just off of Prime Day, one single day, just for them. So, big ups to them. Big ups to Amazon. I just want to do better with my time, because what I'm finding is that, with my time, I spend a lot of it looking for things. I'm looking for like my keys, that takes extra time. Then I get lost, on the wrong way somewhere. Then I get hit with traffic, then I make mistakes. A lot of my time, that's where a lot of my time is spent. But look, when I'm not making mistakes, when I'm not in traffic, when I'm not losing things, your boy's kind of on fire. I'm kind of organized. I'm kind of on fire. I'm just letting y'all know that, and I just gotta be better, man. It's gotta be better. So, it was great talking to you all. As you already know, I love it every single week. It's the 41st episode, and I hope you go out there and vote. I hope you go out there and follow rules where there are none. That's the way to live, is to follow the rules where there are none. So it's always good talking to y'all. You know what happens next. It's me, myself, and Bly. Love you. Appreciate you. I will see you later. Peace out. What good?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
I hate that I said that.
What? The hey?
Yeah, I feel like I got that from you.
Because I'm always like, hi.
And that's like such a girly thing.
Nah, it's okay.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Feeling good? Feeling great?
I'm A for awesome.
Okay. A for awesome. That's what I'm talking about.
They can't hear you in the mic.
Oh, my bad, y'all. I'm sorry. A for awesome. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So how's everything been for you this week?
Everything's been okay. You know, nothing to brag about. Oh, you know what? I'm lying.
Mm-hmm.
I do have something to brag about.
Tell me more.
Our anniversary was this Sunday.
Hey, yeah.
We just celebrated our 4-year anniversary. It's our anniversary.
Yeah, I know.
And that was fun.
It was great.
Yeah, we had such a great day. We hung out the entire day Sunday. We had dinner at the Common Club, which is at the Virgin Hotel. Really cute spot. Definitely recommend. I don't know if I want to recommend. You know, I don't like recommending. It was cute. It was a cute spot, great for photos. But the food was good, but it wasn't like a 5-star restaurant type food. You know, I picked this restaurant because I was like, oh, I want to do something different, and I've been hearing about this hotel, and I've been hearing about how nice it is, and the ambiance and the experience is great. So I was like, okay, but let's go here. And the food was okay.
I'm trying to remember what we ate.
I know, that's the sad part, right?
As you're talking, I'm like, what do we eat?
So we remember we started with the tater tots with fish eggs on it.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that.
It was random, yeah, because you even asked for ketchup. I was like, what is this? This is so random. We had that. It wasn't bad.
Bougie tots.
Yeah, bougie tots. That's exactly what the name was, and that's exactly what I felt like we were eating. Bougie tots. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we had our entrees, right? So you had the ribs. Mm-hmm. The ribs on the stick or something, on the skewer. You remember? Was it ribs that you ate?
No, I had what was it? Filet mignon
on the skewer?
Something like that.
Something like that. See, you can't remember, you know. And then I had pork chops. I had pork chops. Yeah, and then we had dessert. So I mean, it was cool. It was a cute little spot, you know, just to say we've been. But I don't know if I would really recommend it.
How was the
ambiance? Mm-hmm. It was nice. I mean, I liked it. I thought it was real cute. The furniture was really pretty. The lights, you know, obviously we went for dinner, so it was all lit up so pretty. It was cute, you know. It was nice.
I felt a little bit bad today.
Why? Why did you feel bad?
About because I thought about like our anniversary, and you know, I always think like you have to have an exciting story. Like when people say, "Hey, what'd you do for your anniversary?" That's what I got. I got 2 questions. Like,
really?
What did y'all do for your anniversary? I was like, we went out. So I'm over here trying we went out. We got pizza. We got that. I'm like stacking it up. We got beignets,
which we did. We did all that. Yeah.
Then that night we went out. You know, we got fly, and then we went to the. You know, that's how I'm describing it.
Right.
But in my head, I'm thinking like, what's it supposed to be like a like a overall super like a adventure, you know what I mean? Where it's like, yeah, we just got back from Mexico and, or, you know, we went across the country or whatever it is for the anniversary. So I was like, maybe I didn't take it as serious as I needed to.
Oh my God.
You know, like, cause you know, it's hard to play the game when it comes to like meeting women's expectations.
Oh my goodness. First of all, we're celebrating our 4-year anniversary, and every single anniversary is always like, you know, let's just do something chill, low key. We do dinner all the time. Like, we don't even buy each other gifts for anniversaries. Like, I feel like we don't expect it, and we don't really want it. I mean, I don't. Do you?
No.
Okay, see, like I'm saying, we're on the same page.
Yeah, I don't expect it at all.
Yeah, I don't.
But see, that's part of the game.
No, I see. Well, okay, we did say that for our 5-year anniversary that we may do like a wedding, or we may actually like go out of, you know, the country. So I am looking forward to our 5-year. But anything below that, I didn't expect anything more than dinner.
So anniversary 4 and anniversary 6, it's like
No, it's not. It's just like, you know, I don't know. It's something about that 5, that 10, that 20, and that 50 that makes a difference. You know, but I don't know. I feel like you know, I'm good with how we spent our anniversary. We actually spent the entire day together. You're right. We did have We had lunch at Cane Rosso, which is like our favorite pizza spot.
Love it.
Love Cane Rosso. And then it was beautiful outside. So we sat outside. We had that. And then right after that, we jetted right to Le Bon Ton. Got some beignets, which we love. We hit that spot up at least like once a week or maybe every other week.
Yeah, sometimes it's a mixed bag depending on the employee.
I know who. Yeah, exactly. The employee and what mood the employee is in.
Because like, you could tell when someone makes something and they care.
That's true. Well, how did you feel? How would you rate the ones we had on Sunday?
They're okay.
Really?
Yeah, I like when they do the chocolate drizzle. So sometimes they do it well. Sometimes they don't do it well at all. Oh. So I feel like they got it pretty. I don't know. They just threw it in the bag.
Oh, really? I actually enjoyed it. That was my first time getting that style because you always get that one and I don't. So I was like, let me try something different. And I actually really enjoyed it. I prefer that one that you got over the one that I always get. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's kind of like a croissant, but like a beignet.
I know, with chocolate on it and the powdered sugar. It was good. And we had, a cup of coffee, which was delicious.
And so you're talking about the day.
Oh, yeah. So then after that, we jetted home and got dressed and got ready for dinner. So we basically just ate the entire day. So that's what we like to do. We like to eat. You know what I'm saying?
I was just trying not to go on the roof that day. Because I was like, let me not do no projects. Let me not, you know what I mean? Let me not jinx myself with anything,
I was like, I even told him, I said, don't go clean the pool. Don't fix nothing on the roof. Don't do anything. Because if y'all remember, on my birthday last month, right before it rained, he went up on a roof and slipped and fell and then went to dinner with like a half broken arm.
Slipped and fell off the roof?
He slipped and fell off the roof. Yeah, when I tell people that story, they still can't believe it. They're like, did he break his arm? I'm like, no, he's like perfectly fine.
Yeah, but I feel like I landed like this, like kind of like how cats landed.
Yeah.
And then like... and then like something happened with my arm,
Oh my God.
Because the way I described it with people is that I fell on my shoulder like, ooh, Right. But I don't think I think I landed like try to brace it. I kind of, it was wet outside and it slipped. And my head kind of hit the ground. That's why this was hurting so bad because I'm like, ooh. And that's why maybe when you extend it, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So I think it was more that when I slipped, I was trying to brace myself and it slid and it just boom,
Ooh, that sounds so painful.
Yeah. And I was nervous because I was like, this will be the time that someone really wants to like mess with me. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. You did say that. I remember.
Yeah. Like, hey, give me your money. I'm like, here I go.
You better use that right arm. Yeah. Look, don't even try to do it with the left. You better fake with the left, hit with the right.
Yeah. But I really thought about, which made me really nervous.
What?
I said, it's going to sound crazy. But I said, okay, if I get into like any type of like weird confrontation with a police officer, and they, how you say, hey, my arm,
Oh yeah.
And I feel like they're gonna be like, you're lying, how they are. I can't breathe, like you don't pull that. It's like, no, I really can't breathe, like don't pull that, So I feel like this will be the week something happens with a police officer. And then I'm like, no, my arm. And they're like, cow.
Oh, they break it. Yeah, I'm like, out of place.
Yeah. And they're like, you were resisting and that I can't sue.
Oh my God. See, you had to be real careful right up until our anniversary. I was like, drive the speed limit. You know what I mean? Make sure we change our registration tags. Make sure you got gas, air in your tire, your lights fixed. We don't need no reason for you to get pulled over. And we missed our anniversary dinner. But
I loved it. See, I loved everything about it. You know why? Because I'm with my favorite person.
Oh, babe.
And that's truly why, because like, look, as I see it, right, like you get to enjoy an entire day because you had 2 days off on that.
Yeah, I was off Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, so it was like a bonus vacation for me. So I was like, this is just the best. And after everything, right, I told you I looked in hindsight, I was like, did I miss something? What I mean? Because when girls are like, hey, what'd you do on your anniversary?
Yeah.
And I like describing it like I was telling you. I'm thinking, oh man, maybe I was supposed to talk about like the tennis bracelet, or the big huge bouquet of flowers, or the rose petals everywhere.
Oh my
like because people who are single, it's almost like they're kind of sabotaging you.
Oh yeah, of course.
They're like, hey. They ask you questions like, hey, like, how is it being married? Isn't it the best? I'm like, you're single. You don't know nothing about this.
You're like, It's aight.
Yeah, it's cool. It's like, oh, see, that's why I don't want to. I was like, don't even start that.
Oh my God.
You know, so they're like trying to hype you up like, wow, what y'all do? I know you like to do it big. So what did y'all do for your anniversary? I was like, calm down.
Oh my God, dang. Well, I mean, the cool thing is like, I don't really expect anything. So I think that takes a lot of pressure off of you too. And, you know, you buy flowers for me all the time. So it's not like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We have flowers in the house. So you didn't have to buy me like another set for our anniversary.
You hear that, fellas? That means get you a woman with low expectations.
Get you a woman with low expectations. Like, I'm like, which camera? Get you a woman with low expectations. Because I'm telling you, you ain't got to do much.
That's actually the best. They said,
just show up. That's it.
They said that's how you be happy. Like, that's how to stay happy.
Yeah. I always, every time you ask me, Bly, what do you want for your birthday, Mother's Day, Christmas? I say, what do I say? Flowers, candles, chocolate. That's it.
You always get it.
And I always get it. That's really, and not even, I don't even have to have the chocolate because I eat that every day anyway. But flowers and candles, I'm obsessed with candles. So that's really all that I want. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
It's weird because it's more of like, I wonder, it's not 50-50 male like anniversaries, right? It's not 50-50 males love it, females love it as well. I feel like it's more like 75 women. It's more
it's more of a woman's holiday.
Yeah. So when you're like, you know, that's why, you know, I love it when it's this. And now I'm like, to me, you know, it's like you do it because you love it, you know?
No, it's true, but I feel like that's every holiday. You know, Valentine's Day, I feel like, you know, it's the same thing. It's like the women, we're like, babe, guess what's coming up? You know, Valentine's Day, where you guys have no clue, don't even care, you know what I mean? Y'all don't ask for anything. We're like, oh, what you gonna get me, you know? But it's just like it is a woman's holiday. We enjoy it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
see, these are the reasons why so many men fall behind on. Like, they're always trying to catch up.
It's always catching up. And it's funny because at work, you know, it'll be Valentine's Day. And there's guys like, oh, I got to come in. I got to get my girl back for Valentine's Day. And I'm like, you just realizing that today is the 14th.
Because they weren't playing the game until that day.
And it's same thing with birthdays, too. I'm like, how long y'all been together? Oh, we've been together for 10 years. And I'm like, so you buying her birthday gift on her birthday? Like, did her birthday change all of a sudden? It's the same day every single year. Why is it that you are late every single year? Like, what is happening? You know what I'm saying?
I remember I learned something really. This is for everybody who wants to learn. This is from you. Okay. When you're like, hey, babe, like, you know, when you're making plans, remember? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
You said, when you're making plans, like, for like dinner or something like that, can I not be around because you do it like last minute? And I can hear you trying to like.
Oh my God! So what was this last year? I think
it might have been 2 years ago.
It might have been 2 years ago. I think for my birthday, and we're like getting ready to like go somewhere, and you're like making reservations while I'm standing there getting dressed. He's like calling all these different restaurants to see if we can get reservations, and I'm like, can you already have all this planned? You know what I mean? So I can know where we going and how to get dressed up. But I'm over here getting dressed, and you over here calling, making reservations. I'm just like, did you not remember that today was my birthday? Like,
you know, what's funny? In my head, you know, I wanted to reply back, why you being so hard on me, right? But then what I knew was like, I'm in the wrong on this one.
You were in the wrong. But the crazy thing is, I feel like ever since that moment, I feel like I put a lot of pressure on you, and I did realize that because you're not a planner. That's not your thing. Like, I'm the planner in this relationship. And so I feel like ever since then, I've planned every single holiday, whether it's your birthday or my birthday or anniversaries. I'm the one who's calling, making the reservations and picking the restaurants and, you know, saying what we're going to do, because at the end of the day, you don't really care and I care. So I'm like, okay, well, let's do something that I want to do that I know that both of us will enjoy. So instead of me having expectations like, oh, he's going to plan this and this and this, and it don't fall through.
Yeah, this wrong. This is so wrong.
You know what I'm saying? I'd rather just like set it up myself, and then I know for sure that it's going to work. You know what I mean? That it's going to happen. So I think it's less stressful on you. I just tell you, okay, babe, this is what you're going to wear. This is where we're going to go. Show up. And that's, you know, I feel like it's easier for you on that point. And then for me, with planning and everything, it's just like, I know we're going to do. I know it's going to happen. So nothing will just like be last minute, you know?
That's how it is with my little brother. When we go on like trips, he plans. Yeah, he plans. Boom, 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 boom.
Exactly.
Hey, we're gonna go hit this spot. We're gonna do this. I literally get there. I'm not sure where the hotel is. You know, I'm like, what hotel we stay? Do we get a hotel? He was like, I already got the.
You fly there, you arrive, and then you're like, where we staying at?
I arrived there,
That's
and I'm
horrible.
like, all right, so where we gonna stay at?
That's so.
He's like, I already got the hotel. I was like, oh, okay, cool. We get to the hotel. All right, so what we gonna do next? Yeah, what y'all want to do? He's like, Junior, we already have all this stuff already planned. We're gonna go da-da-da. Then we hit jet skis. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why when we go on trips and stuff, I plan everything.
Which is not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing because I actually do like the plan.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you enjoy it, then it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, and it doesn't let me down either. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if you have high expectations or you put that pressure on your partner to do something that you know your partner isn't that great at, it does cause stress for both people. You know, it'll be stressful for you to plan it, and then it'll give me anxiety because I'm like,
you're holding your breath.
Yeah, I'm holding my breath. I'm like, I hope he picks the right restaurant, or I hope he picks a restaurant. You know what I mean? So it's just like I'd rather take that stress off of you and just let me take care of it. I love doing it anyway. So
I know we end up like Taco Bell. You're like, hey, there's some place that's open.
Let me go set up my picnic tables. We'll sit out there in that parking lot, eat some tacos.
What birthday was that with the steak?
That was your birthday? Oh, I can't remember. That was so long ago.
That was so we were it was my birthday, and see, mind you, this is the hypocritical part of this whole thing because
Lord, but you got to tell them how long ago this was. This was before we even had kids.
Yeah.
I don't even think we were engaged at this point.
It is my birthday, and guess who's planning while I'm in the same room? Blind. She couldn't find nothing. She's like, "This isn't open. Nothing
was open for some
reason." We found some type of like Irish hole in the wall or something like that.
I don't know what it was, but they had the best steak we have ever eaten in our
entire life
till this day.
Every bite, I said, "Bly, this steak is so good." And I'm like, "It's so big, it's so juicy."
Yes,
they had the size, it was perfect. I said, "What is this place?"
And we can't even remember. Yeah,
you can't remember.
I don't even know where it was at because we were driving around at nighttime. It was so late.
We still dream about this place.
Yes, and I don't even know what city, what area, I don't even know where it was at. I just know that we were driving late. It had to have been close to midnight because everything was closed, and we just pulled up.
See how easy it is?
I know, everything was closed too, and I felt so bad because even you were just like, "Man, we ain't got nothing. You ain't playing this." But since you want to throw me under the bus, you remember like 2 years ago, and this was for our anniversary, and you did the same thing too. You were like trying to call all these different places, and they were closed. Remember, we were driving around downtown for like 2-3 hours. No, maybe about 2 hours. And you felt so bad. You were just like, "Man, Bly, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "It's all good. I ain't tripping." And we ended up somewhere, and it was like really nice, beautiful. The food was pretty good too. It was cute.
Yeah, we
Hotel Zaza.
Yeah, Hotel Zaza. I was like, going to restaurant.
Yeah.
Parking on the curb. I'm like, "Hey, y'all open?" It's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I was like, "Damn."
I know, it was so weird, and it wasn't like a late night
Yeah. I was like, man. I'm like, all right, one more restaurant. Go to the restaurant. It's like, "I'm sorry, we're closed." I'm like, man, this is.
I know, it was disappointing.
But see, everyone already knows that. Everyone knows that I could fall off like that. I was just trying to make sure that people know.
Yeah, you know.
That it can happen to anybody.
It can happen to even a planner. It can definitely happen to you. It happened to me, y'all. You know, I failed that time.
Are you ready to go vote?
I am. I'm ready to go vote.
I'm excited about voting.
I am too. I was thinking maybe we can go tomorrow morning, but then it might be a lot because I heard the lines are really, really long, which is really, really good. So everybody's going to vote. So that's awesome. So yeah, I definitely want to go ahead and put my vote in, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm ready to vote.
Yeah, because they said it's like the biggest, like, okay, look, there's, I forgot the county, but they said the county, 98% of the youth are registered.
Oh, wow.
When it used to be like under like 30%.
Really?
Yeah, 97% of the entire county.
Wow.
Yeah, they said it's like it's tremendously more. It's like 10 times more.
That's so
people coming out. And then Roland, he's a newscaster.
I don't know.
I hate that I forgot his name. He's frat too. But yeah, he was like crying tears.
Oh, I saw that. I saw a video of him. Yeah. He was in his car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that because he saw so many people in line, and he was like, he's never seen that many people before to go vote. Or
yeah.
like
but
that.
You know what's weird?
What? Don't say nothing funny like I know him.
No.
Oh, okay.
When I saw it, someone, people just repost it and say nothing about it.
Right.
So I was watching it and he's like crying. I'm going with it to be mad at, these people trying to like do voter suppression or something like that. Right. I'm like,
goodness.
I thought he was crying because look at this line. Look how long it is. Look how long is voter suppression. I thought that's why he's like upset.
Right. It was more of a happy cry.
Yeah. So I'm over here like these people, you know what I mean? And then next, like he's showing it like, I haven't seen this line. I was like, oh, okay. That's what you're crying about. But yeah, it's pretty amazing.
That's so awesome. I'm excited about it. I know a few people who already went vote today and yesterday. So I'm like, go ahead and add me to that list because I'm about to go vote too.
Do you see any Trump hats or anything like that around?
Not recently. I mean, our neighbor put up an extra sign.
Yeah, our neighbor has two Trump signs.
And the funny thing is, so they had one in the yard. And I'm assuming somebody must have stole it.
Yeah, someone stole it. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we go outside, I guess one morning, we're packing the kids up for school and the neighbor's out there and he's just waving and we're waving. And he's like, yeah, I just installed some new high def security cameras. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And he's like super excited about it. And then like a few days after that, there goes that new Trump sign in the ground. But then I guess maybe somebody took that one too, because you came home one night and you saw them nailing the Trump sign.
No, they had power tools nailing the Trump sign into like, like he put it high because what he's trying to signal is that whoever took his sign personally targeted him. You know what I'm saying? Because the day after the sign was taken, he upgraded to super HD cameras with night lights and all that.
Yes, he did.
And then he put out this like red Trump sign, and then the one that they stole, he put that one in the tree, and and then he put some other signs around it, kind of like he's trying to bait the person to come back and say, come take it now.
But first of all, you need a ladder to get up and grab that Trump sign out the tree. Like, I cannot believe it. He's an old man. Like, he's 80, 85 years old, maybe something like that. And you said he was like on a chair or in a ladder and his wife is like behind him. Holding it, making sure he doesn't fall
he's
off.
Over here like, he's trying to, you know what I mean? And I was just like, man, look at this guy.
This is crazy. And the funny thing is, they're the only people on our street that has the Trump sign.
Yeah,
and I think the other neighbor's just a little bit too afraid, to put the Trump sign out. But there's more Biden Trump signs on our street than any other signs. They're the only neighbors with the Trump signs. So I'm just like, this is so crazy. I just can't believe it.
Even though I was planning, I mean, not really planning. I was more fantasizing about me taking the new sign down.
Man, that would be so funny.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go back in the alley, then I'm gonna go back around the block, and then I pretend like I'm jogging, then kick back. Jump the tree. Oh my God.
You had it all planned out. I was like, with those new high def HD security cameras, they will figure out who it is. And yeah, definitely the cameras will be pointing at you.
Yeah, we're in this last kind of quarter, right? This is
Q4.
Yeah, and this is your best time because like we're now getting into October's not as cool. Like cold. October usually like perfect. It's not like that. It's hot.
It's hot because you know what? Okay, back to our anniversary. Like I said, this is we celebrated our 4th year. And 4th year. And every year for our anniversary, it's always freezing cold. And I always wear, something where I'm freezing.
Yeah.
So this year I prepared. I wore a suit. I was like, I'm going to be prepared for this cold that's coming through.
Yeah.
I just knew it. And it was hot. It was actually the hottest day so far in October. It was 96 degrees and I'm wearing a suit. I'm just like, I cannot believe it. I actually dressed for cold weather and it hasn't even hit yet. So this month is actually like really warm. Like since I've been in Dallas for about 7-8 years, I feel like it should be cold already, but it's not. I'm not complaining. It's perfect weather to me.
Oh, it's perfect weather to you.
I mean, I love sunny weather. I love summer. I'm a 100-degree type girl. I'm a hot girl at heart. But I'm enjoying this weather right now. Like, I don't think it's, it's not hot. It's not cold. I hate the winter and I hate cold. But it's good to me. I like it. It's not too bad.
Yeah, because it just seems like it's not cooling down. Like I've been waiting to take out these sweaters.
I know.
You know what I mean? But you don't love cold like that.
I know I hate cold, but I like sweatshirts. I love hoodies and I love sweatshirts. So yeah.
That's fly.
Yeah.
But look, I don't know. It must be a Texas thing where, you know, you can wear hoodies in the sun when it's like hot outside.
Yeah, it's a Texas thing.
Yeah, cause I see people with hoodie and shorts,
That'd be me.
and sweats, and it's like super hot.
Super hot.
But a lot of times, cause you know, I used to be confused when I used to see a lot of Asian people do it, but they walk around with these huge shades on their. It's like a hat visor.
Yeah.
That covers their entire face, and then around that same time I'm seeing people walk around with umbrellas outside.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on now? Fast forward to now.
Yeah.
The reason why a lot of people wear sweats and all that is that they're not trying to get sunburnt or have, like, when they have those umbrellas like during the day. Yeah. They're trying to block the sun.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, what's that crazy person?
I know. Even like, you know, when you watch movies and you see somebody like trying to walk across the desert or something and they're fully clothed. I'm like, why are they wearing all those clothes when it's like 150 degrees outside?
You think they're going to walk in the desert naked?
I would, because it's so hot. But the clothes is to protect them from burning.
Yeah.
But it's so weird, right?
See, that's how you see.
Yeah,
that's
so
a little
weird.
bit, but yours a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a little different. But that's just weird. You know, whenever I see somebody in the movie, I'm like, why they got all them clothes on? It's too hot. You know, take them clothes off, walk across the desert, you know, butt naked. But, you know, the clothes is to protect them from being sunburned, right?
The desert will be the worst place to die.
Oh, I know. I remember you were telling me about that. But why is it the worst place to die?
Well,
is it the worst place to die, or you just feel like it's?
I feel like that is, you know, there's a lot of, look, we all have these little fantasies of how you don't want to die.
Oh God, yes.
I think everyone has those, right?
What's your fantasy? I could tell you mine.
It used to be I didn't want to be stabbed to death.
Oh God,
Yeah.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to just get good.
No.
You know when people like slice your throat or stab you in your rib or anything like that, or have like you know, weird weapons. Yeah. And then it turned into like, I don't want to drown, but then I'm like, that's yours.
Yeah, drown and being suffocated. I don't want to have to gasp for air. Gasp, and that I don't want. Yeah.
That's I always wonder. I'm gonna get back to the whole desert thing, know. But I always wonder, like, you know, when they show back in the day with like Italians, you know, the mob, you know, and they were always like, hey, I'm gonna sit in the back seat, you know, and then someone sits in the front and they
throw a bag over their head
throw a bag, or they stab in the back of the remember there's one where they stabbed in the back of the neck. You know what I mean? And I'm like, are you in constant fear of dying? You know what I mean? Like even your best friend would shoot you in the head, you know?
No, see, if you're gonna kill me, just shoot me. I don't want to see it coming. Just go ahead and just take me out. I don't want to feel no pain. Obviously, I want like a painless death. But don't suffocate me, y'all. Don't do that.
Yeah, I think what did Drake say? I want a short death and an easy one.
Easy one.
Yeah, because they said like in the desert. I kind of talked to you about it earlier. About in the desert how you decompose faster.
That's so gross.
Yeah, because they thought you were gonna take. You know, these anthropologists went out there to test and see how long it takes to decompose in a hot 115 degree Arizona, you know, desert.
Yeah.
And then they thought it was gonna be 6 months to, 6 to 9 months, but they found out that within the first body, they put like a pig. They put drawers on it. They put clothes on it to like really dress like a human.
Yeah.
And they put one on the rocks, like that's what happens when you die in the desert. They put you on the rocks so you can hide you from all the animals.
Yeah.
And then, they put another one under like a tree. And then, the one on the tree, that one was like completely gone, dust in like, I think like 9 days. But the way it happened is that, the vultures came, tore it apart. They said these vultures were eating, like, they were walking around with limbs, just like little snacks for later. And they said the ants, the ants were eating the bones, like breaking apart little pieces of the bones and bringing it back. And they said literally you could go out to the desert and be erased. You know what I mean? But see, that was on a bigger thing because that conversation was about immigration. And it was crazy because, on the Arizona border, they put like wall up and they driving people to to migrate through almost like a death valley.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're saying that we're at fault, also Mexico, for putting this death valley together, because they're saying that if our plan works, this is the downside of this. They said if our plan works, that and putting this wall up and putting more security over here and then driving everyone to this little thing, more people should die.
What?
Yeah, that's why it's so immoral about it. You know, they said
so they want people to die.
Yeah, they said they wanted to use it as a deterrence.
Wow.
Yeah, like, see, that's why you shouldn't migrate. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because look what's happening. All these people are dying. Yeah, and then as the numbers are going up, you know, because it used to be, you know, they used to find like 50 people. Then it was like 120. Then they end up
a day or
no, this is a year.
Oh, gotcha.
And then it ended up being like 270.
Oh, wow.
And here's the crazy part: if you're decomposing in 24 hours, the other pig was like 24 hours or whatever, right?
The one that was under the rock.
Yeah, the one that was under the rock, because the rocks cooked the pig.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah, so it brought more, you know, but you know,
well, if they cooked the pig, did they make bacon?
I knew that was coming.
Pork chops.
Pork chops.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Man, that probably was good.
I know, right? Pig feet. Come on now, I got more for you.
Oh my God.
You know
what was I saying?
Chitlins. I don't know. Go ahead. Let me stop. But
what was I saying about?
You just talking about like the more people migrate.
Oh yeah, migrate. Yeah, and so it's a policy they put in place to like stop migration and or illegal immigration, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And people are still dying. And Trump came out and said like he's so upset about this whole thing, and you know he wants to see a change. He said, why don't this broadcast it on the news? And they said since then nothing's happened.
Of course, because guess who's our president? A person who does not care.
Yeah, I was like, because people gotta understand playing a game. You know, like kind of like we were talking about before.
Yeah,
you could play the game of tapping into people's emotions, like, what? This is happening? Oh my God.
Right.
But the real work is behind the scenes.
And you're not doing nothing.
Yeah, you're not doing nothing. You know, they call it like false prophets.
Yeah, that's him. That's
what they call it, a false prophet though?
What?
Kanye.
You know what? I'm so glad you brought him up. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I want to hear what you got to say.
No, I was going to say, you said that like 98% of young adults are registered to vote, and this is like the most, I guess,
important
turnout, ever. I wonder if that has anything to do with Kanye. I actually wanted to say that.
No, it has nothing. I don't think it has anything to do with Kanye.
Because apparently he's like on some states' ballots, or he's being written in or something.
Yeah, like Kentucky. He said he won 40% or something like that. Or 40,000, or he won Kentucky or something like that.
If he wins. And didn't we see like a presidential ad that he came out with?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I just cannot take him seriously.
First, this does go part of it. You know, like we're playing along with Kanye with this whole thing because some states he's not even eligible.
Well, good.
So that right there.
What about Texas, California, like all the big states, Florida?
He hasn't campaigned. There's some people, you know what I mean? There's some people who have no idea that he's like trying to become president.
Are you sure? I feel like everybody in this world knows. If you know Kanye, you know he's trying to run for president.
I wonder if it's on the ballot. If you see,
oh my God,
he's not on the ballot though.
He's not. He better not be. But yeah, that's just so weird.
Yeah, well, I was saying something. I said I'd get back to it.
I know. I'm sorry. I cut you off because I just had to bring up Kanye.
That's true. I said, false prophet.
False prophet.
Yeah. So Kanye, he said he's gonna, he says he's now worth $5 billion. And
$5 billion? I thought he just made a billion.
$3 billion, he said.
Oh, really?
Well, Forbes confirmed that was $3 billion.
Oh, so he is a billionaire, or he's worth $1 billion. Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome, I guess.
And he said that that was like 2 months ago. Now he's saying he's $5 billion.
Kanye,
because he said, he says,
rich.
Yeah, he says I was $50 million in debt, and now I'm worth $5 billion.
Wow,
God is great, right? And then Big Sean, who signed to Kanye's label. Kanye said that he's going to give everyone back on the label 50% of their masters.
Okay.
Which is basically like their rights to the song or whatever.
Yeah.
But he hasn't given it up yet.
Yeah, because he's trying to hit that $6 billion.
Yeah. And then Big Sean is like, yeah, you don't even want to know how much I got my advance. You don't even want to know. He's like, yeah, how much was it? This is Fat Joe. How much was it? He's like, I didn't want to tell you. He's like, what is it, like 50,000 or something like that? He's like 15,000 for his first deal.
Are you serious?
Wow. And I think that might have been with Kanye. Yeah.
Well, look, they over here just arguing about money. They're all rich, okay? We get it.
I don't think they're rich like that though. You know, because
Kanye's worth $5 billion, and isn't Kim worth $1 billion or something like that?
Maybe. I think she's up there like 900 something.
That's a lot of money.
But what I mean is, you could have all that money and still have bad cash flow where you can't pay for things. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like you could be worth, let's say 10 million, right? But if you're not, let's say you're an artist and you're not getting paid on time, but yet you live a $10 million lifestyle or whatever $1 million lifestyle that you live, those credit card payments, people who need help around you, the mistakes you make that you got to pay for, you know, the security, everything that you got to pay for. You're like, I got to keep this going, even though my checks aren't hidden.
Right.
You know
Wasn't
what I mean?
that like, who was that? MC Hammer? Wasn't he like, you know, he was making a lot of money, but his team was so big, and, you know, like his dancers and, you know, everybody that was around him was so many people that he had to pay for like their travel and living and all these expenses. And then he just went broke, like flat broke.
Yeah. But, you know, I feel like they didn't tell the full story on that one, you know, is that, yeah, he spent like crazy and did all that, but he kind of stopped making hits, you know?
Oh, don't say that.
Like think about it, if he was consistent and I'm not saying he should have came out with hits or, you know, he should have been that good or he's not good enough. It's more the sense that, you know, when you're hot, like he was hot, like, you know, he had his whole like, persona.
Right, he did.
He had the pants. He had his own type of pants, right? He didn't capitalize on it. Yeah, he didn't capitalize on the pants. You know what I mean? So he didn't really do too many like partnership deals or sponsorship deals.
Yeah.
So I feel like the issue with him wasn't that, you know, aside from not coming out with consistent hits over and over, is that, okay, he didn't really get the business side of his life down.
Yeah.
And it was just really like, you just think, you know, like you come out the hood or you can come out of any bad situation and you're like, all right, I don't really know how to manage my money. Yeah. I'm just going to keep making it.
Right.
Because when you're making bread, you know what I mean? Like, I saw you think it's like, man, this is going to continue happening forever.
Yeah, that's true.
Until you're like surprised that, you know, nothing lasts forever, you know?
This is true. When's
the last time you listened to a MC Hammer that song?
Well, you know, he does those commercials. I seen him on I don't know if it was like chips or if it was like a insurance commercial. But
he's a legend though.
So he is a legend.
Throwing that out there.
Yeah, he is. I listened to his music when I was younger, but yeah, I see him on TV every now and then popping up on commercials and stuff. So it's pretty cool.
Do you feel like you're past that? Like, do you feel like you could say I'm older now?
Yeah.
You feel like that?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that.
Yeah, I do, because, I mean, my coworkers, they remind me of my age, too. And I'm not old, y'all. I'm only 34. So I'm not old, but my coworkers are, like, really, really young. We just hired someone. And
you said really, really young.
They're really young. Like, we just hired a new guy. He just started, like, last week, and he's, like, 23. So I'm, like, 10, 11 years older than he is. So it's just, like, why am I even working here? What am I doing? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
one guy who's, like, I think he's, like, 38, 39. And he was talking about how, I might be exaggerating with his age. He might be way older, but I'm just saying this for the story.
Right.
So he was talking about how, I know his name, Gallagher.
That's different.
He's like a comedian, you know, one who smashes stuff or whatever. And he's saying that he was kind of like, no one's like checking for him anymore, and he can't even sell shows. And basically, this is like in the past. So if he said that like 15 years ago.
I'm about to say, was this like in the 90s or something?
Yeah.
Because I remember him back in the day.
Yeah, because he's like, everyone knows Gallagher. Everyone knows Gallagher. I'm like, people kind of know of Gallagher. Yeah. You know, but I'm not sure people know him like, oh, that's Gallagher. You know what I mean? Exactly. So he was saying that, you know, I can't remember his age. I think he was in his 40s or whatever. He's like, you know, someone's like, you got to just be honest. You know, the thing is that you're not young anymore. They're checking for young. I was like, oh, man. Hurts. Yeah. He's like, they just like the young, you know, that's what's the future. And I just thought that was incorrect. I just thought that was so wrong, because it's not just the young. You know what I mean? You could, like, you see all over Instagram, you see all over the streets, wherever you go. You see some people who are either in the 90s or 80s, there's in the 70s, 60s, who are fashionable, sharp. You know what I mean? Fashion, like yo, like with the sunglasses or the eyeglasses or the outfit, you know, just prestigious, you know?
Right.
So I feel like you could always reinvent yourself.
This is true.
You know what I mean? So I feel like with age, it's just, I felt like anything after 28, you got to be an adult.
That's true. I agree.
You know, you can't say at 28, people like, hey, what you doing? He's like, hey man, you know, I'm still sleeping. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm still stacking. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
I feel like after 28, you gotta have like career mode or something to that level. You know,
I agree. You know, at least be thinking about what you want to do. You know, as a career. But I don't know. I feel like the 30s is a good age. It's probably one of my favorites so far. You know, but. I don't know. I don't feel old. I don't look my age. You know, I guess, people say I look younger. This one guy asked me yesterday how old I was. And I was like, you don't ask a lady's age. Like, you should know better. He's like, why is that rude? I'm like, yes, that's extremely rude.
He must not have a woman.
No, he does not. And then he was there with his uncle. And I was like, uncle, you need to teach him. Teach your boy. He's like, I'm trying to tell him.
How old did this guy look?
So the young guy, he had to have been like 19, 20. And so he guessed that I was 23, but he only guessed that I was 23 because he was probably hoping that I was close to his age. And I was like, well, thank you. That makes me feel great, but I'm not even close to 23. But he was like 19, 20, maybe 20. But, it was just funny. So, no, I mean, I don't really feel old, but, it is what it is.
I hate when people complain about feeling old, though.
Yeah.
Like, not complain, like, oh, man, I feel old.
No, complain.
I'm talking about when people are like, oh, them knees. I'm like, I ain't got no knee problems.
That's me. I always say that. When I hear somebody say, oh, my back, I'm like, yeah, them old people backs.
Yeah. When someone's taking a picture and they pose down, they're like, oh, okay, so someone got some new knees. I'm like,
the Meg the Stallion knees.
No, that's a different level. She
got knees.
For her to perform on stage like that continuously. And she's almost doing like a sit down squat. And she's like moving. I'm like,
talent.
Her thighs must be like on fire.
Well, she got some nice legs too. So she's built for that.
Yeah, I think she has the most honest brand to me.
I agree too.
Because when I refer to her, like when we're talking about the whole Tory Lanez situation, it's like, I'll be like, Meg.
Oh, like
you know what I mean? Yeah, like almost like I know her. Like, no, it's like Meg is, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I'll speak about it, right?
Oh my God.
And if you continue it, right, Meg the Stallion, right? The fact that she is particularly like a stallion, like a taller, larger woman, but not like, like overweight or anything like that.
No, she's just real tall.
Yeah, tall.
Yeah.
And then so the fact that she has her real name, so you can actually call her Megan. It starts with that, right?
Right.
And then the fact that like she comes to like rap, you know what I mean?
She does.
Oh,
I actually like her. She grew on me though.
At first I wasn't messing with her at all at the beginning.
Me either. And I'm not big on like female rappers. Like I loved, growing up I loved like Foxy Brown, loved Lil Kim. But like the new rappers, they're a little different. Like Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, they're a little bit
City
more
Girls.
Animated. Like Mulatto and all them. I don't know. I can't really get with them. Like I like Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, and Nicki Minaj. I feel like that's like one generation. Well, Meg Thee Stallion's kind of new to that generation, but then right underneath is like the City Girls and Mulatto and all them. Like they, like you said, they sound lazy when they rap.
But they're trying to tap into the ratchet.
Oh yeah,
type, you know what I mean?
Very ratchet.
But
very
Cardi B and Meg, Cardi B and
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, they squashed the beef.
Oh, I didn't even know they had beef.
Oh yeah,
I don't pay attention.
I think they were beefing. They actually were on the same song with Migos. Really? And then like that created like an issue or whatever.
Oh, see, I don't be paying attention to none of that. All I know is Cardi B is getting a divorce, and Nicki Minaj just had a baby.
Oh yeah, she did. She did.
I don't know, or I know she's pregnant, or maybe she didn't have the baby. See, I don't be paying
I know
attention.
she's pregnant, but Cardi B had the nip slip on.
I know, it's funny because I was flipping through Instagram stories, and your sister posted on her stories like, "Oh my God, Cardi B, why? Just tell me why did you do that?" or something like that. And so I was like, I said, Sissy, what did she do? Tell me, and she's like, oh, well, she just posted a naked picture on her stories. And I was just like, oh my God. But then I saw Cardi B's live. I guess somebody must have reposted it, and she just was like, oh my God, it was an accident. Did you see?
I didn't see it.
So basically, Cardi B was saying that she took the naked picture, the selfie, but she accidentally uploaded it to her stories by accident. So as it's like loading, she's like freaking out. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe I accidentally pressed, upload. So she's like trying to stop it, and obviously you can't. So she turns her phone off. And then I think somebody who's with her, or I don't know, somebody hit her up and was like, or I think somebody who was with her was like, call one of your friends or somebody who knows the password to your Instagram to get in it and delete it, because Cardi B's phone is off. She's thinking if she turns the phone off, it won't upload, but it did upload. And she was like, before you knew it, it had already, it was everywhere, all over the World Wide Web. And she was like, my salami nipples is just all over the World Wide Web. She was laughing at herself. It was funny, but she did say it was like a mistake, and she was just, I'm sure like, it is what it is.
But for anybody who ever gets in a situation where they might accidentally post something on their Instagram story or something like that, the easiest way to avoid it is not to turn off your phone.
So what do you do?
Airplane mode.
Oh.
Yeah, if anything that doesn't need to send, the first thing I do, not trying to, because that takes a while. You got to hold it.
Yes, exactly.
And then you got to slide it.
Right.
That takes too long.
So airplane mode.
Boom, just hit it down, hit airplane mode, and nothing will go out because it requires the internet to move any type of data.
So once you turn on airplane mode,
there's no data that goes anywhere. Yeah, it cuts off all data.
Look at you dropping gems. Okay, Cardi B, I hope you're listening. Just saying. Hope you're listening. Just for that next nip slip, you know what I'm saying? Hit the airplane mode.
Hit the airplane mode, because that's the easiest. Like when you're trying, I'm not supposed to. You hit okay, cool. I'm good.
Okay, learn something new every day. I didn't know that. That's
maybe Cardi B should hire me.
Maybe Cardi B. Look, S.A. Michael. S.A. Michael.
Yeah. So, anything else been happening out there?
No, I mean nothing that I could think of. I mean, I feel like the world is pretty safe, right? Nothing crazy.
I feel like everyone's getting back to it now.
Yeah, I feel like that too. But no,
no. There's some places that are like, it's kind of like a wasteland a little bit out there. There's some places that survived.
Yeah.
We were talking about this the other day when we were trying to go to Witch. Witch was closed.
Oh yeah.
And all these businesses that had these slow, like smaller, whatever.
They're closing.
Mm-hmm. All this real estate you see, like all this commercial real estate just opening up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Everywhere. So it's kind of, so I take that back. I don't think we're like,
we're not fully out of it.
We're not fully out of it. I keep wanting to. That's
what I'm saying, because Texas is wide open. It's so different here. You have to really be reminded that we're in a pandemic. Like I at work, there's people who are flying in from Chicago, from different places, New York, DC, to come hang out in Texas because they can actually do stuff in Texas. Where they're from, they can't even do anything. So it's just like it's weird. Like right now, it's really weird because I feel like everything is just wide open, and we still have to wear our masks, but I mean nobody really checking for the mask like that.
I was in this place where I was getting making t-shirt orders, and they said mandatory masks and all that. Yeah, you go in, half the people had masks, half the people didn't. So I'm talking about customers. Half of them had masks, half of them didn't.
Yeah.
The employees there, the majority didn't have masks, right? And then I was like, the inner me, this is what I want to say. I was like, so are we doing masks or are we not doing masks in here? That's what I was going to say, right?
Right.
But literally always before I get into anybody else's business, I'm like, I don't even care like that.
Yeah, exactly. No, as long as you protect yourself, that's all that matters. Saying? That's all that matters. And that's the funny thing, because even on Monday night when I went out to meet with two girlfriends for dinner, and it was at a restaurant, and so I'm walking up with my mask on, and half of the restaurant is like a outdoor patio type thing, and then the other half is inside, but it's a small restaurant, so like all the doors and windows are open to where it looks like a outdoor indoor type thingy. And so I walk in with my mask, and nobody has on masks except the server. So I'm just like, okay, do I take my mask off because nobody has on their mask? But I was like, I'm wearing my mask, until I get seated. And once I sat down, I took my mask off. But it was so weird. Like nobody had masks. It was just so weird because even at restaurants, they say it's required to wear a mask walking in until you get seated. But I mean, nobody had on mask.
What was it? Where was this?
At the restaurant in Highland Park.
Oh,
I don't want to put them on blast, but
yeah, because you look all over the ground and you see a bunch of like masks everywhere. You see that in like a parking lot and stuff. Yeah, you
do. It's so crazy.
Yeah, it just seemed. And then those K95 masks, I'm like, I know those don't degrade quickly. I just look at all this stuff. I'm like, man, how much pollution? Just off these masks, these disposable masks. You know?
It's like, should we carry a bag with us so when we see them, we just pick them up?
I saw one in the park.
Or we just ignore it.
I saw a little black one in the park. I'm like, oh, it was like dirty jaws.
Like it probably has Corona on it.
Yeah. Our customers, it's at the car wash. You'll find customers, you can see their personality in the car.
Oh, really?
And you could tell like the certain women who are either too busy or whatever, they'll have like draws in the back.
What? Yeah. Oh, like they just changed their clothes in the car.
Yeah, it's kind of disgusting.
That's so weird. Well, I know my what you will see in my car based on my personality, I have like a crap ton of water bottles. Mm-hmm. Half of them are half filled. Mm-hmm. I mean, half empty. So it's just like, oh, she must drink a lot of water, but she can never finish a bottle.
But I think what your reasoning behind it is, after you drink half, you feel as if like it's not drinkable anymore because the heat in the
if it's been sitting in the car overnight, I won't drink it because I don't know. I saw something on the news a while ago that said that if you leave your water bottle in the car and it gets like the water inside gets heated or something, I don't know, the plastic starts to like melt into the water and you can get cancer. I don't know if
so that's an old wives' tale
out there. I don't know if it's true or not. I really don't, but then I like to keep the water bottles in the car because I'm always like, what if we get stranded in like the woods or something and we need something to drink or use to like cool us down or something? We have like a crap ton of, half-filled water bottles.
I get that. Stay ready.
See, when you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
You dropping gems, I'm dropping gems too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
That's a platitude.
Oh God.
You remember platitude? Oh, actually, it's a good. This is speaking of words. Mm-hmm. I told you about this word earlier this week. What do you think? You remember?
No, I don't remember. Can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning.
It means entangled. What is this word?
Oh, I can't remember.
To fankle.
Oh yes, I do remember.
When something's fankled.
Fankle.
F-A-N. Mm-hmm. F-A-N-K-L-E-D.
Oh, fankled.
Fankled. Mm-hmm. And it means that something's entangled. So Jada Pinkett was fankled with what's his name?
August Alsina.
Yeah, August Alsina.
That's crazy how nobody's talking about that anymore. When that was like hot topics like 2 months ago.
He rode that way. He rode every drop of that wave.
He even came out with a song, featuring Rick Ross?
Yeah, it was.
He was not playing.
I feel like he didn't amplify his career at all.
No,
I feel like he just kind of showed how immature he is. And,
exactly.
He had an album dropping. It was kind of tacky.
Maybe he got some followers from it, but that's about it.
But who's gonna want to work with somebody, who's about mess? You know what I mean?
Rick Ross, he was for sure on that song.
That's true, but I always feel like Rick Ross isn't. No one really pays attention about Rick Ross like that. I feel like I can see why he would like to, like, even though he's a great rapper. I feel like he's just not on people's radar like that.
I know, but it's I feel like a lot of people aren't on the radar, like a lot of rappers. I feel like it's these young rappers that's taking over. And look, I don't mind it. I listen to it. So
I love it all.
Yeah, The Baby, Lil Baby, all the babies,
Paul OG,
Baby. Look, we listen to all the babies. So it's just like,
you see that meme that goes around where they're like, what is it? How it started, how it's going. Do you like any of those?
Yeah, I do.
For real?
I love them. I think they're so cute,
Yeah.
It's like when they first meet and then now it's like, then with the family. I just think
But people do it the other way around, like, how it started and it's like then with a family. And then like, like how it's going. and like the dad's dead, and like like they
Oh,
do like they remix it in a way to be like more like you feel sorry for him.
Oh no, I haven't seen any of those. I've seen like the really sweet ones. Like, it's like what is it? How's it going? No, not how's it going.
Yeah, how it started.
How it
it's
started.
going.
Yeah, it's like a picture of them in like high school, and then how it's going. It's like them and like their kids, their big old house. Like I see those, but I don't see the ones you talk about.
I saw the one with Lil Wayne that said how it started. It had Lil Wayne like 13 years old, and then it said how it's going. It was a goat. Because he is a goat, though.
He is the GOAT.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Lil Wayne. Y'all know where he from. Don't play.
Yeah, I heard that.
Come on now.
I heard that on something. I forgot what it was. But anything else you want to share?
No, just y'all go out and vote. We're gonna vote. I'm excited. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's get it.
Cool. It was so great talking to y'all.
It was. It's always great.
We will join you all next week.
Next week.
We'll see y'all later.
Peace.
Oh, yeah. And again, never forget to go out there, get involved, and go vote. Peace out.